My name is Louis Hernandez, man, and I grew up all over the county of Los Angeles, man. I grew up in cities like Watts, Compton, South Central, Bell Gardens, El Sereno, mainly cities with a lot of gangs and a lot of crime and a lot of drugs. You know, at the age of 12, I joined a gang, and I found for myself, that it was more possible for me to go to prison than it was to attain an education, man. I was in 10th grade for 3 years. I dropped out of high school twice. I joined and I finished. The only reason I finished high school was because my mom, I brought her home an A, and she gave me $20, and I took those $20 and I bought drugs, man. And so I finished high school in about 6 months, and then I graduated with a diploma. You know, but during that time in high school, we were taken to visit Cal State LA one day, and while the person was telling us that we could go to college and that we could do this and we could change our lives, I thought to myself, man, ain't nobody in this group going to college. We're all going to prison, especially me. You know, and that's what I believed for myself for a long time. And it wasn't until, you know, I stopped gangbanging, I stopped doing drugs, and I even went to college when I was 21, and I went to school, I had good grades, and I felt that college still wasn't for me. I still didn't like education, and so I dropped out, and I went to work, you know, but I worked in menial jobs, feeling that this was the best that I could do for myself, man. And so when the business that I was working for went out of business, I tried to look for a job, and the only thing that I ever applied to was like McDonald's, Walmart, anything that I felt that I could get because I had felonies. You know, I was incarcerated when I was 19, and then I was reincarcerated when I was 20 years old, and I felt that this was my life and this was the best that I was going to be. So when I started looking for work, I felt I shot for the lowest because I didn't believe that I could attain anything bigger, you know. And it wasn't until I couldn't find a job that my mom was like, "You should go back to school." And so I went back to school, and I started school at Mount San Antonio College in 2012, and my life changed. You know, I met a counselor. Her name was Diana Felix. She's a student development and higher education graduate from here from Long Beach, and she would tell me about the great things that I could do as a counselor. She would tell me about the great things that I could do as a student, and she told me that I could write a thesis, that I could do this, that I could do that. So she inspired me, man. You know, I'm a product of a TRIO program, a student support services program. I'm a product of EOPS, you know, and these programs changed the way that I saw education, but they also changed the way that I saw myself in education, and I saw that education was attainable for myself. I graduated from Mount San Antonio in 2014 and transferred to Cal State LA. I got a bachelor's in rehabilitational services, and I graduated Cal State LA in 2016, and now I'm currently in my second year of a master's program here at Long Beach State. You know, I'm in the student development and higher education master's program. Some of the things that I've been doing and that I've noticed around the state of California was the lack of services for students that have the backgrounds the same as me. You know, I looked for help, and I looked for representation of myself, but I didn't see anybody like myself on this campus or on any campus per se, that, you know. So I made sure that, you know what, I'm going to be that person for students. That's why I want to be a counselor at a community college, so when students that are coming home from being incarcerated, they can see someone that has the same experiences as them across the table. You know, some of the programs that they outlined, you know, I thought it was great that they're at the four-year institutions, but I saw the lack at the community colleges and felt that was the greatest need for programs to be on those campuses. You know, because of programs like EOPS and TRIO, you know, I'm looking forward to completing an EDD or completing a PhD, you know, and it was something that a couple of years ago I didn't think was possible for myself, but because of coming to school and seeing what is possible, I know it's something I can attain. You know, just like I know that I have a bunch of friends that were incarcerated that are currently Long Beach graduates or currently at Long Beach, and they feel the same way as I do, man, that education has changed their life. Thank you for listening.